What do you make of the economic environment which you're currently managing to weather better than some had anticipated?
It is a challenging environment. Customers are trying to cut back on cost. There are a couple of ways that help us mitigate that, though. The first is folks are really concerned about security and reliability, especially in the financial sector now. The last thing a major bank wants is to have an outage with the concern that people will think something's wrong, you get a run, and that's a big challenge. And we're the best provider when it comes to reliability and security. So that's been helpful for us. Also, as companies need to cut cost, we can help them with our compute solution. That's now integrated into our delivery platform. And, we are the biggest when it comes to delivery and have a very economical platform for doing that. And so we can help customers reduce their costs, access to cloud computing and delivery.
What about your build out, though? TD Cowen saying, look, they are longer term a bit more cautious on your stock, given the capital expenditure intensity that's needed to build out the compute part. How are you managing those sorts of costs?
Yeah, so we are investing this year to, jumpstart the base platform. And that will largely be done by the end of Q3. And then going forward from there, the build-out expense is proportional to the revenue. So if we get a lot of revenue growth, which is what we're hoping and is a good news story, then there'll be more capital expense. And, if it's a more modest growth on revenue, then, there won't be all that much CapEx to worry about. So that'll be pretty much, done with by the end of Q3. We just turned on our first new data center, and we have 14 more planned over the next couple quarters.
You really do sound optimistic about the clients still spending in this economic environment, particularly on security. Just push back, therefore, on analysts over at Guggenheim who are saying your low double-digit guidance in terms of security growth, they actually say it's somewhat implausible because of this macro environment and the sharp acceleration that's needed in new business. Why do you think that this is plausible, even though you got some worrying about it?
Well, we have the market-leading solutions for web app firewall. You got to have that market-leading solution for bot management, a market-leading solution for ransomware and defending against that. And you even think about some of the older attacks that are maybe you think of them as old news, like denial of service. Just in the last few months, you have the KillNet coordinated DDoS attacks against, the nation's leading medical centers, for goodness sake. And so security is still very much needed. And, when you're the market leader in these solutions like Akamai is, I'm very optimistic about low double-digit growth this year for our security business. And of course, now we're adding API security. And as you know, that's very much in the news with all the API attacks that have taken place recently.
Yes, exactly. Let's talk from API to AI as well, more broadly, Dr. Leighton, because, you're a man with 50 patents to your name in terms of content delivery and internet protocols, but I'm pretty sure you're thinking of the way in which artificial intelligence is increasing some of those security attacks, as we mentioned, but ultimately upending many a business model right now. Is there any way in which you're thinking that you can harness that or that you're worrying about it?
We use AI in a lot of our products, particularly in security for anomaly detection, detecting attackers, really, very important. We don't sell AI products per se. Now, I think there's been some very interesting advances recently in AI, generative AI. And, one thing about that is it's compute intensive. And so there is the prospect of a lot more need for compute cycles. And that's something that, could ultimately benefit us with our compute platform. In fact, there's early work going on now that would, using algorithms and scientific methods, make it more affordable so that you could do a lot of the work on inference engines using CPUs instead of GPUs, which is a lot more efficient. So I think there's a lot of exciting results to come there and ultimately, good for business.
It really is interesting that we've heard from other security software companies out there thinking at Tenable with a revenue forecast that was a bit lackluster, Cloudflare. We have had this worry that people aren't going to invest as much in securing themselves in this environment. So is there any sign from any of your clients that they're just going to have to pull back in that area, or none at all from you?
It does slow down sales cycles some. And our growth rate even in the low double digits, is less than it was last year. That said, we had a strong bookings quarter in security. And in fact, we ended up, taking business away from, some of the companies that you mentioned, particularly in the financial sector, where the leading financial institutions just can't have an outage or an incident or have an attack be successful in this environment. And so I think they turn to Akamai more now. So where you might see some companies struggling a bit, it's on balance within this environment good for Akamai.